Hey guys and gals, good to see you back again. We have been absolutely swamped in the shop. Parts are finally starting to roll in, which is fantastic. We're able to get many bikes done that have been here for quite a period of time, just simply waiting on parts. So I don't have a big full production video for you guys today with any, numbers and math and all of that other fun technical stuff. Of course, we still have our Skunk Works engines going together. I'm putting together a great video series on that, on the assembly and disassembly of a twin cam and an M8 to continue the M8 versus twin cam series. And at the same time, I'm working on the video for the Chevelle, which I'll be unveiling here soon and show you all the aspects of what I've done to that car, and also further explain the importance of tuning and why auto tuning doesn't work like you think it does. So that's coming. But today I wanted to at least give you guys some sort of video to carry away for the weekend. So today we're going to cover the top 10 tips from the pros, quick and easy things that you can do at home to make your life just a little bit easier. So let's fire this off right now. Okay, I'm sure all of you have had this problem where the little retainer nut drops out of the fender for securing the back of your seat. I've seen people pull off rear tires and struggle and crawling on the ground and everything else trying to get a hand up in there to install that socket. So here is a quick and easy tip. You take the socket, slide a zip tie through it. Run the zip tie up through the fender. Pull the zip tie. Pop the lock on it, and you're done. Now for kickstand springs. I have seen people struggle with replacing kickstand springs for years. You see people talking about sliding pennies into it and driving nails into it and all this stuff to stretch the spring out. I'm going to show you the easy way. All you do is take a 1/2 inch socket, loosen the bolt for the retainer, just enough that the kickstand doesn't drop all the way out. Once you do that, take a little pressure off. The lock will flip to one side. Push the kickstand forward, the spring pops right out. Pop your new spring in place. Bring the kickstand back around, push it up, put the lock in place. Tighten the bolt down. Kickstand spring done. Believe it or not, most people adjust throttle cables wrong. Nearly every carbureted bike or fuel injected bike that has throttle cables on it that comes in here, the cables are adjusted wrong. Every throttle body and every carburetor has a stop on the throttle linkage itself. The correct way to adjust a throttle cable, you roll the throttle all the way open. You work with just the throttle cable itself and you snatch the throttle lightly back and forth and listen for a ticking noise. That ticking noise is the throttle hitting the stop. You back off the throttle cable just to the point that you no longer hear it tick. Once you do that, you then move to the idle cable to remove the slack. If you adjust it that way, that'll keep you from snatching the ball end off of the end of the cable and save you from being stranded. Now we move to floorboards and highway pegs. Floorboards should never be too tight. We see that quite often. These should move freely. In the event you ever contact the ground with your floorboard, you want it to be able to lift up. It's a safety feature. The next thing is we move to highway pegs. Nearly every set of highway pegs we see installed are done so that the peg hinges up that way. The problem with that is if the peg is all the way down and you happen to contact something with the peg, you're going to hit the dirt. The best way to install these is so that they're rotating in this direction so that if you ever hit an object, the foot peg would fold and it would be like that. That way, you contact something, peg folds back. That may be just enough to keep your rubber side down. So let's say you've had your bike serviced and maybe you've had some new cables installed, particularly a new clutch cable. We know that your internal clutch adjustment is correct, but you've installed this new cable. New cables will stretch over time, often in the first 50 to 100 miles of use. The quick and easy way to know that you're getting your cable adjustment just right. Make sure you have the handlebars straight. Pull out on the clutch cable until it pulls the lever completely up against the perch. You should see about 1/8 of an inch, maybe even a little less, about the width of a nickel between the ferrule and the clutch lever perch. Pull out on that, and that is an indication of the amount of free play that you have in your clutch cable. Let's say you went on a long trip and you didn't have a chance to detail your bike, and the front end of the bike, the windshield, is completely covered in bugs. You don't want to put chemicals on it and strip off any wax that you got on there, and you don't want to scrub them really hard because you can scratch the paint. An easy way to do it is to get a large terry cloth towel. I'm using this because I don't have a large terry cloth towel. Wet this completely soaking wet, lay it across the fairing and the windshield, and let it sit for about 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours later, you can remove the towel and the bugs will wipe right off. Okay, at some point or another, you may have had to change the battery in your bike. If you have an alarm system, especially a factory alarm system on your bike with the piezo tweeter on it, that can be kind of annoying. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way that you can change a battery without your alarm going off. You simply turn the switch on the bike and wait for the security light, the security system, to disarm. Once it disarms, you flip the switch off, and within 2 seconds, you yank out the main fuse. That will completely disable the alarm, will allow you to disconnect the battery, install a new battery. When the battery's in, you pop the fuse back in, the alarm system will arm itself, and you're good to go. Now this one's going to require you to raid your wife's medicine cabinet. Let's say you've got a very high mileage engine and you're going on a long trip. We've all seen a little bit of oil misting coming out of, especially running at high speeds. We've all seen a little oil misting coming out from up under the air cleaner cover. So here's a quick tip. Grab yourself a maxi pad, peel the adhesive back off, stick it on the inside of the football cover. You'll be amazed at how much oil that those little suckers will absorb. When it fills up, you see a little more misting, rip the pad off, put a new pad on it, and you're good to go. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed these quick little tech tips to make your life a little easier at home. I want to give a big thanks to our most recent channel members. Those guys are listed right here. Thanks a lot for joining and supporting the channel, guys. You really appreciate it. The other thing I'm going to do is post up some older videos up here that apply to even some of our most current videos. So if you haven't browsed through our full library of videos, take a minute, because there's some good information out there that still applies. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good one.